So what you gon' do, when your pocket's low and empty, waiting on your stimmy and the bank ain't got no sympathy, look, money, ministry. Tell me, is you feeling me? Collectors ain't no friend to me, yo. Pastor Hines, take his time, show you definition and the truth behind the grind. Bet you wish you managed it better. Stormy days is over, homie, God got the answers, ayy. Look, money, ministry, ayy, money, ministry, money, ministry. Look, money, ministry, yo.
You'll get down the road. Well, anyway, this compounding calculator, all you have to do is put in how much money you got. Pick an interest rate that you're getting. I had my daughter, my daughter and son, I said, hey, tell me how much your portfolios are making. My daughter came back and says, for the last 3 years, I've been averaging 17%, Dad. So what we would do is put 17 in there. I would say, well, lease, the most that you're going to do is how much you're going to do a year. And she'll say, well, I can do 3,000 over a year from her savings. I says, well, you can't get this money until 30 years from today because she'll be 29 January 29th. No, Joe, excuse me, that's Joseph's birthday. Lisa be 28 January 14th. Yeah, it took me a while. Just ask your mama. She said, take your time, brother. They just faded on me, just did. All right, you get up there in age, you'll understand that conversation. Listen, so if Lisa has got 30 years, you just type in 30, and the numbers keep building as you type in information. And I says, okay, just do $300 a month, $3,600 a year. Lisa would have $3,551 if she started with $1,400. So, all you got them little smartphones? Go out to your app store. Go out to the app store. I thought they would try to do that now, but you know, this the millennium takes a little while, so you got to keep repeating stuff. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, that's trying to help children and adults with their finance. Don't be impatient, just keep repeating. Go out to the app store, do compound. It comes back with a calculator and you can get to envision your money. Somebody said they wanted a car, didn't they?
I did.
Okay, how much you think you're gonna pay for your car?
Well, I'd like to pay for it one time.
Okay, but how much is that?
26,000.
Okay, 26,000. I heard that number earlier today, didn't I, Brother Michael? 20. That's what he said he wanted to pay for a car. 26,000. Now, what you need to understand, in 10 years, you want to buy that car.
Yeah.
That car is not going to stay $26,000. What you see right now in the market. So you have to call what they call inflation. Everybody say inflation.
Inflation.
So inflation is about 2 to 3%. So every year, add 3% on to the 26. And then you'll find out what your car 10 years from today will cost. And so then you'll say, well, the 26,000 that I want, I to be equal to that buying power. Everybody said buying power.
Buying power.
I need close to about $33,000 10 years from today to get what I'm trying to get now. You talked about going to medical school. You're going to be in debt, or somebody's going to have to give you some money. Say, parents.
Parents.
Oh, isn't that a good word? Y'all just use that. That's like a credit card. Parents. Hey, I need tires. Parents. I get it. That's a good word. So you talked about going to medical school. You talked about having CDs. What is the value in your CDs?
I just feel like CDs will be more efficient, like by year.
No, how much?
Oh, how much? Depending on my paycheck, I want to start with like $50.
Okay, so you talking about $50 every paycheck or $50 a month?
A month.
Okay, so she's talking about $600 a year. Once you start thinking money and starting to really imagine, numbers come quick to you. You start to remember stuff what people want to buy. I remember what you want. I remember what he want. I remember what she want, he want, you want. And so we want to exploit these ideas now, because just talking about them, they'll be dead. You have to write them in your journal and then start taking the steps to accumulate that. How do you get $33,000 10 years from today? By trying to start a business. You just said start a business. Now you got to look into how much seed money you need to start a business. You want to start a business. You want to own a business. You want to be a homeowner. How much of house do you want? You know, I really didn't know how much houses cost until I started looking for them. That's the wrong time. And then you take somebody shopping with you who all they want is big closet space. They don't know we ain't got big money. Can I get somebody out there that can help me on that? Yeah, you know, your 2 bathrooms might have to become 1.5. Because we can't afford the toilet paper. Especially you all that got girls. Yeah, mercy. Lord Jesus. Okay, look, she looking at me. Watch that. My daddy used toilet paper, you think. All right, let's go down here. Brother Michael, what were some of your financial visions?
What you mean?
What did you want to accumulate it in 10 years?
Tell you 100,000.
100,000. What type of steps you going to do to get to the 100,000? See, he think I forgot he wants to go to Oregon. He gonna go to a cloudy city. Okay, never mind. Temptations. I got sunshine. Yeah, you gonna let me hit that tune, don't you now? At 60, I can still blow it out.
No, I was gonna put 200 a month up.
Okay, so now you got to find out $200 a month. How much interest I need, because that's only $2,400 a year. What type of interest I need, and that'll determine will you be more a safety, a low risk investor, or will you be a high risk? I heard this cryptocurrency, most of that is not what we call in boundaries by the federal government. And so it's somewhat scary, but I tell you, when you're young, that's when you try. When you get 60, you go to spending your money. All right, let's go over here. Military woman. She says she gonna have her family. She looking at her auntie and uncles, and you know, she thinks she gonna carry a green beret, and you know, that's the girl throwing hand grenades and talking about let it rain. Okay, financially, where you see yourself monetarily?
Monetarily, so with the military, there's a new plan that every paycheck you have like a second or IRA brought. So I have mine, and then they'll be putting like $200 to $400 in that IRA for me every paycheck.
Okay, now what do you mean? Is this a guess, 2 or 4? I want to know which number that's gonna be.
It's whatever I decide.
Oh, can I get along? Yeah, let me get in line now. Yes. Well, now she's more concrete, knowing financially where she's going. And I encourage all of you, write it in a journal. I'm going to bring some of my journals, and you can see how much. I was looking back in 1986. I had $500, and I had a CD. And then I was starting to take snapshots every 5 years, financially, every year. One of my most celebrated things on my birthday is to sit down in the corner of the couch at the house, have nobody to bother me, nobody talking loud, nobody singing loud, and I can write my numbers down where I started in 2020, how much money I got through 2021, and how much I saved, and what's my investment is. And so when I start January 1st, 2022, I can say I either lost money in 2021 or I made money, and what do I want to do in 2022? Because at 60, working on 61 changed the dynamics. And I want you to start seeing yourself. You really don't see yourself being 60. And I get it. I understand. I was your age. But you got to see yourself at least 28, 29. You got to see yourself 30. You got to see yourself going into your 30s. You got to see yourself closing out your 20s. And financially, this is what I've discovered that most people didn't get trained in. What they could have did at 18, they waited till they started doing at 29. For some people, they waited to what they could have did at 29, wait till they did 39. Let me share this with you. I bought a house at the age of 29, going on 30. I'm still living in that house. So one of my major ticket items, a decision I was able to make with less income, at 29, 30 years later, I'm still living with that financial decision. Now, I guarantee you my income have tripled or doubled to what my household income. I can look at my income taxes. I have them from 1985 all the way up to 2020. I just go at the end and see what Uncle Sam said I made a year, and I go, wow. 30 years I've been making money. The lowest I made was $45,000 a year in our household income. I was making 23, Sister Hines was making 22. That's 45,000. At the minimum, if we never got a raise, 10 years, that's 450,000. Another 10 years, 20 years, that's 900,000. Another 10 years, that's 30 years, that's $1,350,000. And I said, what do we have to show for it? A house that we still owe on. We got about 5 cars and 3 of them are paid for. We got a closet full of clothes and shoes and money and savings. Oh, we own another house. But you know how you look at those basketball players that get those big contracts and you say they fool for being broke? Well, many of you going to be millionaires just over 30 years of working. And if you don't track your money, you'll be broke. If you don't believe me, ask your grandparents or ask your parents, how many years you've been working and how much money have you made in the household income? Many of them won't be able to tell you, or they'll be bothered that you ask them about that question. And you need to tell them, your godly responsibility is to train me up. And many parents do not want their children to make the same mistakes they made. They want them to do better if you're a godly parent. And that's what my kids are coming home. I'm cooking dinner. We're going to have that come to Jesus financial meeting. They know they're going to drag it out because I'm going to ask them what you do with your money. What you do with your windfall. Most people get some type of money for their birthdays, for their Valentine's Day. Some of them even get tithes.
Well, praise God. This has been a JLJA Ministry production. Stay tuned for next lesson where God has brought me to teach and bring my pet, preaching, education, and teaching. God bless you. See you next week.